Welcome to the JCPod, part number 7 on sports. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and man, it's been a minute. I won't lie. I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment Friday. Got rescheduled to Tuesday. I forgot about that until the day, kind of like the day of, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to get ready for this. So, wasn't able to record a show. So yeah, we got a little bit to catch up on because I just see across the top. Panthers won the Stanley Cup, so now they are the champions of the NHL. NBA had a draft go on. And we got a little bit of NFL news to catch up on. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a fun one today. I have a lot to talk about, and then next week my boy Rowan's gonna be back from vacation, so we'll be able to talk about a little bit of the WNBA. That is, I think we're close to I believe about the halfway point-ish, somewhat close. And hey, that draft, man. But yeah, like I said, we got a little bit to talk about. So without any further ado, we'll hop right in. We'll talk a little bit of the NHL. Shout out to the Panthers, man. Able to avoid the sweep. Game 7 was pretty much a little bit of a bar fight. 2-1 final. Ended up being Connor McDavid had, I think it was 0 points actually. I was going to say Wemby had 0 points over the last 2 games. I think he might have even had 0 shots on goal. I don't know how true that one is though. I think I heard that, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I won't lie, it was a little bit of a rough one for Connor McDavid and the Oilers. They had to spend so much energy coming back from Game 4 in Game 5 and in Game 6. If Game 7 was in Edmonton, I've heard a lot of professional hockey people say that Edmonton probably would have won, which makes sense. It's finally where home field kind of came in a little bit of advantage for the Panthers. After all, basically just winning the 3 games, lost 3 games in a row, finally came down to the 1. They had nothing really to lose. All the pressure ended up kind of flipping to Edmonton because it's like, man, you did all this comeback for nothing if you don't win. So, shout out to the Panthers because, like I said, they were able to do what has never been done in Florida hockey before in the last 30 years. Well, I guess not in Florida hockey, but Florida Panthers hockey. You know what I mean? But yeah, they win their first title ever. Shout out to who won I think Connor McDavid won the Conn Smythe, 6th person ever to win it that didn't win the Stanley Cup. So it's a bit of a weird year for hockey because yeah, Connor McDavid was a stud all throughout the playoffs. And then just in the final 2 games, maybe he just got a little bit tired. Maybe it was just a mix of a lot of other things. But wasn't able to do anything the last 2 games pretty much. But one game it didn't matter. In Game 7 it did a little bit. And the Panthers were able to finish with the 2-1 final. So yeah, that ends up doing hockey for the year. Hockey is officially over. And then after that, NHL happened, I believe, Monday. We had the NBA draft on Wednesday. And man, bit of a wild one. I will tell you what. Let me pull this up because I don't know how to pronounce Buddy's name who went first. Won't lie. Sorry, it's taking forever to find it. Here we go. So yeah, Zachary Reese here. I don't. And Alex Saar were the first 2 picks. Reed Shepherd went number 3. Stephon Castle went to the Spurs at number 4. That one I think is going to be a sneaky good pick. Him with Wemby is going to be absolutely disgusting. Man, the Spurs are going to be really good in the upcoming years. It's going to be kind of crazy. I wonder how long Popovich is going to end up coaching them. I wonder if he's going to hang on for a few more years or if he's going to be done here soon. It's just crazy that Greg Popovich is still coaching. And yeah, and now the Spurs are going to get pretty good because at 8th spot, they also drafted Rob Dillingham. The Spurs did. So they got Rob Dillingham and Stephon Castle. I think those are really 2 good picks for how a lot of people said this draft was pretty much a drop-off. So if you went from, say, the first 6 picks or first even 7 picks of this were taken, and you're at the number 8th pick, that's pretty much where this draft starts. So to get 2 of those guys in pretty much these 2 spots, I thought was really good. Roland Holland to the Pistons and Saloon to the Hornets, and even kind of Donovan Cleveland to the Trailblazers. A lot of people are kind of confused on and a little bit questioning a bit. Zach Edey to the Grizzlies. A little bit of a question there, but I think it could be a really good fit potentially. Maybe not really good, but I think it potentially could be a good fit for them. Zach Edey is going to be, I think, at least decent in the NFL. And in the NBA, I mean. And then Devin Carter goes to the Jesus, why can't I think? The Sacramento Kings. I was really staring at the logo, couldn't think of the name. Sacramento Kings get him. Khalil Ware goes to the Heat. Jared McCain goes to the 76ers. Dalton Knecht goes to the Lakers. I mean, it wasn't too bad of a draft. I won't lie. I don't know what is going to come from a lot of this. The number 8, 14, 22, 24, 26, and 28 picks were all traded in this draft, though it seems like it was a really good first night. A lot of foreign people drafted, honestly. Guys from like Germany, Australia, Serbia, even France, Australia, France. I mean, there was a lot of people that were drafted who were foreigners in this draft. So really, it's just a really weird draft this year. Like I said, there wasn't like that big number one stud that everyone kind of wanted. So I'm gonna be very curious to see how the Hawks do with their guy, and then even with the Wizards, how they're gonna do with Alexander Sarr. I mean, I don't see either of those franchises taking a huge step with how dominant the East is gonna be. I mean, the Knicks went crazy in free agency. They're gonna be really good. Pacers are gonna be really good again. The Bucks are probably gonna be pretty decent. Obviously, 76ers and the Celtics are going to be really good. Heat, I hope they're going to be good. We'll have to see. But the East is going to be loaded, so I don't... Man, it's going to be tough. We're going to see if there's anything that really changes from that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really want to deep dive into NHL too much or the NBA draft because obviously I don't cover it too heavy, but I at least want to talk about it a little bit because it is big sports stuff that is happening. So yeah, they also have night 2 of the draft tonight, so we'll see who else ends up going. Bronny James is probably going to go to... Lakers at 55. That's what a lot of people are saying. I had to think what number their pick was. But before moving on to the NFL, the picks I liked both the Spurs picks at 4 and 8. I like them getting Rob Dillian and Stephon Castle. I don't mind Reed Shepherd to the Rockets. He's a really good shooter. I'm curious to see how. I just am curious how he's going to fit in their system with everything they got. Devin Carter to the Kings. I think that's going to be a decent pick. I actually don't mind the Heat pick at all. We're just going to see how that goes. Jared McCain to the Sixers is good. Dalton Connect to the Lakers I thought was really good. And yeah, past that, I don't know too much about these guys, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. But yeah, shout out to the NBA. Did this thing last night with the drafts. There's another portion of the draft tonight. And yeah, without any further ado, let's kind of go over to the NFL. Got some NFL news to talk about because, like I said, it's been about a week since we've talked about stuff. Well, like I said, it's also the offseason, so is there stuff to talk about? Yes. How important is some of it? That's up for debate. Like, for example, Jags owner, the Jags are going to get a $1.4 billion stadium renovation. And I believe, so this is for sure going to be a thing. I was trying to make sure. Okay, so I wonder how the proposal passed by a 14-1 vote. It calls for a 55-45 financial split, with each side contributing $625 million to the $1.25 billion build. Jacksonville, which won't levy any new taxes to fund the rebuild, would ship in another $150 million deferred for maintenance to Everbank Stadium, ready for construction in 2026. Okay, so Jaguars would play in front of a reduced capacity, no upper deck in 2026, and then host the games in Gainesville, Orlando the following year. So it sounds like, so it's a 30-year lease as well in the building. So it sounds like this will be done about 2027, 2028-ish. All these renovations will be done. I'm very excited for this. I think this is where a lot of NFL places are going. You kind of got it with the Green Bay Packers. The Bears have looked into doing this. You got it for sure with the Cowboys, where they kind of turn these, the Patriots have it, I believe, where you've kind of turned these NFL stadiums into almost like NFL towns. You buy the area around it, and then you basically just turn into this whole NFL, like, city and everything. Sorry, my sister texted me. But yeah, you basically turns this whole NFL city. You got history and everything. You got stuff for them to buy. You got shops. You got land. But you basically own it, and it turns into this whole little, like, NFL city that you can make a whole thing out of game day. So then you can get people there to show up early, maybe. They can tailgate there, do other things in the party, even. And then you basically got it until 1. I guess shouts to Jaguars. Yeah, I had to help my sister out real quick, so I kind of completely lost my train of thought. The NFL is not holding a supplemental draft this year. It's the 4th year out of the past 5 they haven't done it. They broke a 3-year streak when they did it last year, but apparently last year only 2 players were eligible. Neither was selected. The last player selected in the supplemental draft was Jalen Thompson in 2019. Supplemental draft, it exists for when for one reason or another we're not eligible for the April draft, and then it runs for 7 rounds. Any team making selection forfeits its pick from the corresponding round of next year's April draft. So basically, the Arizona lost a 2020 5th rounder for selecting Thompson in 2019. So yeah, they pretty much aren't doing it this year. Sounds like either there's not really a need for it, or they just don't. Or it just sounds like obviously there's probably not a need for it, and maybe there's not enough players for them to want to do it. Anthony Richardson should be full go in training camp, which is really awesome to hear, because he missed all of last year pretty much with shoulder surgery. He was full go all the way up until the last day of OTAs, when we had 2 heavy throwing sessions in 2 days before, so we backed off a little on the last day. He underwent shoulder surgery in 2023, 5 weeks into the season, and yeah, that's good news because that basically means everything's on track, and hopefully by the start of the season he'll be ready to go and fully healthy, because if he's as good as some people are saying he can be and he's had flashes of, then the Colts have a real legit shot of being a legit team this year. Now, will they be on the Kansas City Chiefs level? Maybe not, but they have a chance to at least maybe flirt with being a really good playoff team that maybe makes it to the second, maybe even third round if they can get lucky and get a good game or two. Apparently, the Dolphins' offer to Tua is not in the same ballpark as Trevor Lawrence and Jared Goff, and that's exactly what Tua wants. So I think this might be a little bit of an issue. Because, yeah, he wants a deal at market price, and it sounds like they are offering him less than that, which, I mean, I won't lie, kind of makes sense. I think he has maybe one playoff win. And Trevor Lawrence getting that money is kind of what did it, but, I mean, I don't blame Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, get your money. I mean, hey, if you could get that much money, get that much money, because that is honestly shocking that they paid him that much. I mean, it sounds like also he didn't get all $275 million. It sounds like reporters kind of fucked that up with what they said, so we have to keep an eye on what the real amount is. But yeah, shout out to Trevor Lawrence for getting his money. But yeah, it sounds like Tua's looking to get a lot of money. But we'll see if Miami budges. I'm sure they're gonna pay him, but it just comes down to what are the two deals, or what are the two sides gonna agree on? What's the deal gonna look like? So yeah, the Jacksonville. From the video that it seems like they're building, I just watched it real quick. What I was just talking about a little bit earlier. That Jacksonville place looks like it's gonna be really cool. It honestly looks like it's going to be a really, really good city thing. Apparently, Panthers are staying in Charlotte after City approves their stadium renovations, which is good for the City of Charlotte. The Charlotte City Council voted Monday night to approve a joint $800 million stadium renovation. So the Panthers will at least be there for the next 20 years, so we won't see this until like 2045. So apparently the city will pay $650 million towards it. And then David Tepper will keep it, yeah. And then Tepper will pay the remaining $150. Sorry, I was just trying to find the money. Tepper already invested more than $117 million in stadium upgrades and also agreed to another estimated $421 in potential overages. Excuse me. I mean, hey, shout out to the Panthers they're building all the stuff around. They just need to get the football right. That's just the biggest thing. I mean, they just got to get the football right. They're doing all the right things, building up the stadium. Trying to do all this. I think they got a good coach this year. I'm excited to see how he does. But just in general, man, yeah, they just got to get better. They need to protect Bryce Young. And that's all it's going to come down to, because no matter what, I mean, no matter what, if they have a really good stadium, nobody's going to show up if the team's bad. Whoa, we got some big news as the Chiefs release Isaiah Buggs after his 2 recent arrests. We've talked about this on my show the past pretty much like 3 weeks, basically, covering the stuff he's happened. So apparently they released him, which kind of sucks. He was going to be, I think, going to be a really good addition for them. He's really good for the Lions last year, so it just sucks that these 2 arrests kind of just messed with his career a little bit. Hopefully he gets signed by another team if he's able to get himself right. Just sucks, man. Because, yeah, I mean, getting on the Chiefs, chance for a 3-peat, he had a really, really good chance at a ring. And, yeah, he just kind of had some bad circumstances happen that made it possible for him not to be on the team anymore. Let's see. Commanders McLaurin is in awe of Jaden Daniels' confidence. It's good to see that the rookie is confident because, let's be honest, if the rookie's not confident, that's a really bad sign, especially because I'm assuming he's going to start for them. Excuse me. Kansas City. No, we don't need to talk about that. Barry Sanders. Apparently, Barry Sanders has a heart-related health scare, but he says he's all good now. Which is just, shout out to Barry. Hopefully he'll be okay. Oh, shit. The Cleveland Browns cut defensive end Lonnie Phelps on Thursday. Sorry. Trying to make sure I read it right. Yeah, so they cut Lonnie Phelps on Thursday after following his arrest on drunken driving charges after he crashed his SUV into a restaurant in Florida. The team not addressed Phillips' legal trouble in the news release, but it did mention he spent all of 2023 on the practice squad. That sucks. That's just don't be dumb, pretty much. Just sucks. I actually don't know if the team will sign him. And apparently, Phelps was charged with DUI and damaging property on Wednesday night. Authorities say he drove into an outdoor lounge area at Red Shoe Island Bistro in Key West, according to the police. He refused to take a breath test. He also refused to cooperate, and the building owner estimated about $300,000 in damages. And he's only 23 years old, this kid. So, I mean, signed a contract with them in January, too. Man, just sucks, man. Just a young kid made a dumb mistake, and hopefully he signs to another NFL team if he has the talent, but that sucks. Wow, you know what's crazy? That actually might be all the NFL news. Like I said, I thought there was a lot more than that when I was looking through because of, I generally, when I was scrolling through, I thought there was a lot more news than that. So just to be sure, we're going to check on Ian Rappaport's Twitter. It's just crazy to think of how close football is, though, honestly. What was I going to look? Oh, yeah. I want to see how many days we're away. We are 71 days away from NFL football, about-ish. Which is crazy to think that it's that close now. Absolutely unbelievable that we're literally 71 days away from that. College football is that much closer. That's actually probably what I'll talk about a little bit, is some more college football. We'll start adding that into the show. Because, yeah. Northwestern recommended to enhance hazing prevention training. Hopefully they don't have any more car wash spinning butt cheek situations. Because, man, that was a wild story last year. NCAA removes cannabis from banned drugs list, changes on-field coaching rules. So let's read some about this because this could be huge. The moves among several. So it's including allowing college football teams to have all staffers, not just the head coach and 10 assistants, coaches, athletes on the field. Okay, so have everybody. So instead of just having only the head coach and 10 assistants, everybody can be on the field now, which I think is a really good change. You should be able to have as many people on the sideline as you want. Within reason, obviously. You can't have just people. You can't just have a sea of 300 people on the sidelines. And then another thing they did was move. Oh, wait. So any penalties currently being served by student athletes who previously tested positive for cannabis will be discontinued as well. They said Illinois athletic director Josh Whitman said in a statement that cannabis products do not provide a competitive advantage. It's just good to see that a place like this are taking a step forward, obviously, with a bunch of stuff like this. But it's just crazy to think that the NCAA is doing all this when, realistically, if we're being honest, especially with the football people, I mean, football could literally pull away from the NCAA and be its own thing, and it would probably be run perfectly fine. I could argue that a lot of college sports would do well if they did that. Like, college basketball potentially would do really good. It's just crazy that the NCAA has all this power, but really, I mean, at the end of the day, it could be just as simple as that. But shout out to the NCAA for at least trying to make some rule changes. Basically just, making it pretty much to where they're being reasonable, I guess is the best way to put it. Hopefully Deion entering season 2 of Colorado, that's going to be a fun storyline to watch. They have a really tough schedule. Especially North Dakota, first game. That is going to be a tough game. Let's see. Some of the toughest places to play. Oh, what? Oh, this is for the College 25. This isn't my fault. Oops. I was about to read the top. I thought it was the top 25 toughest places to play going into 2024-25. But it's for the College EA game. Yeah, it's not for what I thought it was. Oklahoma extends Venables with a 6-year extension and a pay raise. And you know what's crazy? We pretty much caught up on college football news as well. I don't think there's... It's kind of that dead period as everything's kind of loading. I mean, there's just small little baby news here and there. There's obviously some commitments from some players that are going into their senior year in high school and all that. Ooh, Northwestern's about to have a brand new football stadium, which is really awesome. The school said the stadium would seat 35,000. Down more. Oh, wait, what? Is it? The school said the stadium would seat 35,000, down more than 12,000 from the old Ryan Field, which opened in 1926. It would feature a canopy design to keep noise and light focused on the stadium. So I wonder if they're cutting down on the, The new Ryan Field is scheduled to open 2026, so we'll see it, I think, we'll see it 2 seasons from now. I'm curious if they're cutting down on it because of just they don't have that many students at Northwestern, or if... Because I'm assuming Northwestern was bigger in like the 1920s and 30s, and then as more colleges got bigger and pronounced, Northwestern obviously became what it is now, but I wonder why they're downsizing. Truly. I wonder what the method behind that madness is. I wonder if they're just having seating issues, because I can't remember if they're having issues filling the stadiums or not. That's what makes me just wonder, like, oh, are they? And then there is a PGA event going on. Nothing too crazy, though. It's a lot of, I'm not going to say, like, lesser names, but a lot of smaller name people. Like Cam Young. That's about all the people I know, for being honest. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. I won't lie. I thought there was a lot more to talk about. There was honestly truly not that much. It's kind of a dead week for football. So yeah, with football kind of like doing this with the news, we're starting to get a little bit quiet and everything. I'm going to start doing my breakdowns here soon. So look for those probably, it's July. Oh yeah, July 4th is upcoming. Happy early July 4th. So I'll probably do it. Realistically, I'll probably do it after July 4th week. So look for it, July 9th, 10th, around there. I'll start doing some breakdowns of, like, divisions. Probably do that for the whole month of July leading into August with occasional, like... Because I can do pretty much, like... I'll do breakdown one division each week, talk a little bit of news, and also probably talk some college football along there as well. I'm kind of debating if I'm going to do 3 shows in, because I'm going to have my boy on Rowan. I'm going to have my boy Rowan on. Let me rephrase that. Say my words backwards like a Miota or some shit. But yeah, I'm going to have my boy Rowan on, so I'm going to try to figure out if I want to do 3 episodes a week. So, because one's going to be for sure WNBA. So if I'm going to do those breakdowns, I have a little bit of game to play there. I probably will, because in season I kind of do want to work towards 3 episodes anyway, and 1 episode solely being just with Rowan talking about whatever else. Have 2, so for example, probably do maybe like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday's a recap of all the NFL that's happened, pretty much. Like, for example, all the games that happen, or in college even, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday, we're basically just recapping all of that. Wednesday will be with Rowan doing God knows what, baseball, college basketball, and college basketball's on mainly will be what that will be on, but before that, probably a little bit more WNBA talk. We talk college basketball on Wednesdays, and then Thursdays will be all my bets and everything going into the weekend, talking about all the games football-wise that will be happening for the weekend. So that's kind of my plan, pretty much, going into the football season this year, is have a Tuesday recap episode, Wednesday college basketball show with Rowan, and then NBA, other stuff, and then Thursday will be the breakdown episodes. Probably have guests in between here and there. My boy I've been talking with, talk a little bit of NBA with that I'm trying to figure something out with, so... We got some stuff that we're trying to figure out, but just know, bangers are coming. Can't wait. NFL's 71 days away. Really, really excited. I'm ready to watch football, man. Football can come back now. We need it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for support. I really do appreciate it. I will see everyone back in this feed on Tuesday next week. And look for potentially a back-to-back episode. As Tuesday, I'll probably release something, and then Wednesday, assuming all goes well, my boy Ron will be back on to talk a little bit about what's been going on in the WNBA.